Now, I would like to request the program chair, Professor Dr. Mohammed Farashuddin, Chief Advisor and Founder, Vice Chancellor, East West University, to say a few words for us. Sir.
Thank you very much, Dr. Farhana. Salams, adab to everybody present. To the chief guest, Dr. Deepu Moni, MP, who is also one of the most successful foreign ministers of Bangladesh, chairman of the University Grants Commission, Professor Shahidullah, learned Vice Chancellor of East West University, Professor M.M. Shahidul Hassan, Pro-Vice Chancellor, Professor Ziaul Haq Mamun, former chairman of University Grants Commission, Professor Abdul Mannan, Director of IBA, Professor Farhad Anwar, the learned keynote speakers, Professor Helik and Professor K.Y. Chen, and Professor Sanjay Adhikari of Accreditation Council, Dr. Bashant Kumar Barman, the master of the ceremony from behind, the main organizer, respected faculty members, others participants, and 291 in attendance, of which 150 or so are students. Good afternoon. When I started my tertiary education 61 years ago today, in 1960 at the University of Dhaka, as Professor Shahidullah said, those were the days where the parents and guardians never cared about what the students, what their children or words would like to choose. I also say that in the university, the thing was to listen, assimilate, and reproduce in the exam. So no question of any choice. Since then, we have come a long way. I tell you why I also introduced Dr. Deepu Moni as a successful foreign minister. I attended a international conference of our party 4 years ago, and there were 17 foreign delegates. Each one spoke in the conference, and after due recognition of Bangladesh, its creator, and the dynamic, able leader in Sheikh Hasina, each one of them invariably remembered how effectively Dr. Deepu Moni has been representing Bangladesh in achieving a bright image for itself. So I think we have come a long way to brighten the image, thanks to Dr. Deepu Moni and others in charge. I'd also like to remember the father of the nation, centenary celebrations now, and Subarna Jayanti of the birth of Bangladesh. His demand, he sacrificed his life. He sort of did not care about his life because he wanted an independence and an economic emancipation of the people to build up a Sonar Bangla, the Golden Bengal. His demand was, in order to create Sonar Bangla out of the rebels, out of the destruction, we need golden people. He used to say, Sonar Bangla gorte Sonar Manush chai. সেই লক্ষ্যে তিনি কুদরত খোদা কমিশনের কথা মাননীয় মন্ত্রী উল্লেখ করেছেন। সেখান থেকে শুরু করে শিক্ষা ক্ষেত্রে সর্বোচ্চ অগ্রাধিকার দিয়ে দেশের মানুষকে সোনার মানুষ হিসাবে, সম্পদ হিসাবে গড়ে তোলার সর্বাত্মক চেষ্টা করেছিলেন। আমরা ইস্ট ওয়েস্ট ইউনিভার্সিটিতে চলে আসবো। আমরা শুরু থেকে 1996 সনে যখন একটি গণতান্ত্রিক সরকারে, when a democratic government was in place and there were golden air all around in Bangladesh, we started our classes in October 1996. It's a coincidence, but I'm very proud of that. We are very proud of that at East West University. One of the first things that we did was to take concrete steps so that any operating surplus of the university will be redeployed for building up the physical infrastructure and strengthening the social infrastructure of East West University. On that basis, a resolution was passed by the Board of Trustees in the year 2000. It was forwarded to the then Board of Revenue, and on the 25th day of January 2000, the NBR said we recognize the good efforts of East West University, and because they are contributing to the building of human resources, they are exempted from paying of taxes on their operating surplus interest. I think I can claim very humbly but firmly that this is the only university which was given this honor and recognition. Unfortunately, however, a year after that, when another government came, the government of 2001 and its finance minister, late Mr. Saifur Rahman, he cancelled them. And we extended the cancel formally, but since then, and as always, we shall endeavor to continue to be a non-profit organization and to redeploy all operating surpluses for the development of the university, its physical infrastructure, and more importantly, on its social and human infrastructure. I would also like to mention that from the word go of the university, we have been trying to inspire our students, all students actually, that while it is important to seek jobs, it is more important to prepare all our graduates, at least some of our graduates, for self-employment by creating their own enterprises so that they can employ other graduates. In that respect, we have recently established an entrepreneurship development center, and we will soon knock at the door of our very respected chair of the University Grants Commission, who is a soft corner for us, and indeed for all the other private universities, to get a go-ahead for the Entrepreneurship Development Center so that we can get started and create at least 100 entrepreneurs who will be supported with seed capital and all this. I would also like to here refer to the various rankings, home and abroad. One of the most talked about ranking now, Mr. Minister and Mr. Chairman, is the Quakerly-Simmons, popularly known as QS rankings. It has 6 elements in the matrix. If any university would like to get a position in the world ranking, it must go through them very carefully and act accordingly. And we are trying to do this at East West University. We have some disadvantage. The one disadvantage is that we don't care about the 5 requirements we fulfill, and we will try to do even better. But one of them, getting a better foreign faculty student foreign faculty ratio. We are not so sure we need it or we will be doing well, because at East West University, which is known for its total transparency in all activities, including recruitment of faculty members, we try to get the very best amongst ourselves of Bangladesh. And we think they compete very significantly, very equally with any one of their type from abroad. We have all respect for those who are from abroad. But in order to do this, one of the things that we need, and Professor Ziaul Haq Mamun has mentioned it, we need the nod, kind permission of the authorities to get started with MPhil and PhD program if there are objective criteria, and if East West University and 4, 5, 6 other universities do fulfill these criteria, then I think the pursuit of MPhil and PhD programs at all those who are equipped to do this will go a long way in inspiring the students and the guardians and working harder for the Sonar Bangla. The achievements of Bangladesh so far under the able leadership of the eldest child, Janabandhu Sheikh Hasina, the Prime Minister, is now not confined its reputation within Bangladesh. The world at large, the most important institutions in the world are recognizing the achievements of Bangladesh and are actually saluting its leader, Sheikh Hasina. We would like to strengthen it even more with our humble efforts, and permission to start PhD programs will be a very bold step in that respect. Before making it too long, I would like to once again thank the director of the IQAC of East West University. I would like to thank the Accreditation Council. They have already done a tremendous job by formulating the national framework of standards. This is the first big step forward. Next, we have to, within that framework, create a self-assessment effort in each of the universities so that we can present ourselves objectively to the society and to the Ministry of Education. One of the early things that East West University had done in order to enhance the qualities was to create a feedback loop. The students of East West University, from the word go, they have an opportunity to evaluate their faculty members, to evaluate the facilities at East West University. From the feedback loop, we have been endeavoring all the time to improve upon not only our teaching, making the teaching more up-to-date and consistent with the technology, and responding to the demands of the students and their guardians. We will no doubt endeavor to continue to do so. Before I conclude, I would once again remind the audience that the Minister of Education and the Chair of the Grants Commission have given us the task of giving them the feedback of the important deliberations of this, the proceedings of this event. We would keep this in mind. We'll share the papers with the Honorable Minister, as also the proceedings of the day-long. I have seen from the program that the activities will go on until at least 9:30 p.m. Hats off to you, the organizers, and the participants, including the international ones. I would once again say thanks to the distinguished presence here, and it will be my duty my pleasure to say Joy Bangla and Joy Bangabandhu, but I would like to, this is a formality, request the chief guest of this afternoon, Honorable Dr. Deepu Muni, MP, the Minister of Education, to formally declare this webinar open. Dr. Deepu Muni, please.
Thank you, Dr. Farashuddin, for being very, very kind to me always. I now formally declare this webinar, this symposium open. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Minister, Dr. Deepu Muni MP, and thank you, Professor Dr. Farashuddin, for your informative speech as well. Thank you so much. And